So many people have asked me, how can I afford a cruise? Or how is it that I'm able to go on so many cruises? And some people feel like they cannot afford a cruise based upon their financial situation. So let me tell you how you can afford a cruise. First off, the things that a cruise is based on, the price of what a cruise is based on is one, the length of a cruise. Normally a cruise is 7 days will be more expensive than a 3 day or 4 day cruise. So if you have issues monetarily in wanting to go on a cruise, instead of maybe going on a 5 or 7 day cruise, maybe start off with a 3 day or 4 day cruise, because 9 times out of 10 those cruises would be more economical than going on a longer cruise. Next, there is the type of cruise ship. Now, when cruise lines come out with newer ships, it will be more expensive to go on that cruise ship than it would be to go on an older ship, even for the same itinerary. So you may have the same itinerary, but because that ship is newer, the cruise line has to get their money back on the money that they've invested in that cruise ship. And so it will be more money to go on that newer ship than it is to go on an older ship. So if you would like to go on a cruise, maybe instead of going on one of the more newer ships, go on something that is a little bit more older. Then you also have the cruise line. You have the cruise lines that are kind of in similar categories like Carnival, Royal, and Norwegian. And then you also have other cruise lines that are in more higher categories in terms of price and luxury cruise ships. So therefore, maybe look at the cruise line that will fit your pocketbooks. Instead of going into maybe a Princess or a Viking cruises, maybe you should go with maybe a Carnival or a Norwegian or a Royal. Maybe in those lines you may find a cruise price that fits your pocketbooks. Next, there is the destination. The destination of where you are going will really determine the price of your cruise. A Caribbean cruise may be less money than a European or a Mediterranean cruise. And so therefore, or a Panama Canal cruise may be more expensive than just going to the Caribbean. So therefore, look at the destinations as well, because it can determine the price of your cruise. Then also, the room type. Not only all those things that I said previously, but the type of room. Sometimes you may not have the money, or you would like to go in the suite. You would like to go into those bigger rooms. But if you want to save money on your cruise, maybe for your first cruise, maybe go into the smallest room so that you can save some money. If you're a family of two, for example, instead of going into a balcony, just so that you can experience what it is to be in a cruise, go into an interior room. Or if you're a solo traveler, sometimes certain cruise ships have solo cabins, and sometimes they have even an interior with a twin bed instead of a queen size bed. So in those situations, you'll be able to go on a cruise and save money. And so maybe it'll be more economical for you to go on that cruise. So what are some tips for me? I feel like if you are going on your first cruise, share a room with somebody. Do an interior room. The first time that I went on a cruise, I shared a room with somebody. It was two twin beds, but you know what? I was able to have the cruise experience. And being that was my first cruise, I was hardly in the room anyway. And so therefore, I saved money. I was able to share the room with somebody else. And so that cut my expenses in half. And so therefore, go with a girlfriend. Go with one of your friends. Go with maybe one of your siblings on your first cruise. And so therefore, you don't have the full amount of money coming from one household. So maybe you can do that. Also, the thing about cruises, unlike other things, you can book a cruise now. If you go on some websites, you'll see cruises up to 2024. If you book a cruise and pay your deposit, you will not have to pay for your cruise until a few months before the cruise. So what does that mean? You can save up for your cruise, or the cruise lines also allows you to pay for it through the website without interest. Yes. So therefore you can put down your deposit on your cruise. Have your cruise plan for 2024. Once you have put down your deposit, you can go on the website and incrementally pay down on your cruise. Or if you have a travel advisor, give your travel advisor your credit card information so that they can pay down on your cruise. It's really great for those individuals who may not have the money now, but if you desire to go on a cruise. And another tip is that if there is a price cut anywhere along, if there is a sale on your cruise in that same cabin, then you will be able to get a discount or that price cut based upon what the sale is. And so therefore, if before you pay off for your cruise, and if you find another sale, then you'll be able to get your same room, same cabin, same cruise discounted. And so therefore, it pays to plan. This is the bottom line. If you would like to go on a cruise, how can you afford a cruise? Planning. You have to look at the type of ship. You have to look at the length of the cruise. You have to look at the room. You have to look at the destination and plan. If you have monetary issues or you don't have the money right now, plan for your cruise later on. And plan for it later on so that you can put down a deposit now and pay for it as you go so that you can have that dream cruise that you desire. And so therefore, in the short term, you may be able to pay for a shorter cruise, a 3-day cruise. And I would recommend going sometimes on a shorter cruise just because you don't know how your body will be. You don't know if you'll experience seasickness. And so therefore, you should probably go on a shorter cruise first just so that you can get the experience of what it is to be on a cruise ship. And then you can plan a longer cruise. Even if you go on a shorter cruise, I would just prepare, and that's what I did. I just prepared just in case I did have seasickness. You can get some patches for seasickness or take some medicine for seasickness, just to prepare your body before you get even on the ship. But it's all due to planning. So can you afford a cruise? I believe you can. But at the bottom line, you have to plan for it. Can you do me a favor, family? Can you like, comment, and subscribe? Click on the notification bell to be informed of future posts. And until next time, happy travels.